What is going on, guys? Smooth Racing here, back with another video then, and today it's F1 2014 Jerez Testing Day 3 review. So this was then the third of 4 testing days in Jerez, Spain, and once again then we saw the troubles of Red Bull, but we're getting onto that a bit later in the review. First of all then, as always, let's go through the timesheets. So setting the fastest lap of 1:23.276, and I believe that was the fastest time we've seen so far, was Kevin Magnussen in his McLaren. Second was Massey Williams. Third, Lewis Hamilton. Fourth, Jenson Button. Fifth, Fernando Alonso. Sixth was Nico Hulkenberg. Seventh was Verne. Eighth was Sutil. Ninth was Frines, his debut. He hasn't got much F1 mileage yet, but that was his first big run. He did 10 laps in his Caterham. Max Chilton was 10th, and Daniel Ricciardo was 11th. So then Red Bull were forced to stop early again after the RB10 broke down on the first lap of the day. It actually only completed 3 laps in total, and that was all set by Daniel Ricciardo. He didn't get much running, and this is looking very worrying for Renault and Red Bull and Caterham and Lotus as well, because obviously they've avoided all this drama. You know, they've just sort of sat back. Maybe they might have made the right decision, not putting their resources or time or money into these Jerez tests. And sort of Toro Rosso, Caterham and Red Bull, they've put their time and effort into this and they've got little return. So it's not looking good then for the Renault engine users, and they could be struggling. But the Mercedes engine cars are looking fierce. You can see then the top 4. It's a McLaren, Williams, Mercedes, McLaren, all using Mercedes engines, and you know, Mercedes engines just looking superb. And it just begs the question, why wouldn't Caterham and Marussia maybe just go for that, you know, Mercedes engine? Because you'd think even if they had to invest a bit more money, because I know the Mercedes engine is the most expensive, then it's the Renault, then the Ferrari is the cheapest. You know, I thought if they might have just spent out a bit more, they've got the best engine, and maybe they'll have the advantage coming into the opening race. And that is my prediction then so far. Just from what we can see so far from testing, I think the Mercedes engine is looking very strong. So Ferrari then did run into some problems. It was Alonso's first day in the new car, but they soon overcame them. I mean, they still managed to do 57 laps, so that's pretty impressive. McLaren, they got a lot of running in. They're looking impressive. They're looking a lot better than last year, and they're certainly not having as many problems as we saw on day 1. They set 92 laps altogether. In the morning, Button set 40 laps, and Magnussen in the afternoon set 52 laps. He fitted very comfortably into his seat. He's wearing into his seat very well already. He was setting some really good times, very consistent, and he just seemed to fitted to McLaren like a glove, as did Felipe Massa in his Williams. He completed 47 laps. Hamilton had another good run in his Mercedes. He did 62 laps, which I believe was the most done on the day. So maybe not as much as running as we saw yesterday from the Mercedes team, but Hamilton did get 62 laps in, so that's more than he did on day 1. Other action then that happened was the new Marussia was unveiled, and it looks very good. Certainly in my top 3 nicest looking cars we've seen so far. It's got that quite nice nose, just like the Mercedes and the Red Bull. And yeah, I'm very excited to see the Marussia on track in more depth, as we can actually see some live, you know, full rev footage of it. Probably practice 1 in Australia is going to be a very exciting time to be an F1 fan. So Adrian Sutil then, he crashed in the afternoon in his Sauber. He managed to do 34 laps and set a best time of 1:30.161 before crashing. I think that was all just his own fault. Maybe just pushing a bit too hard, trying to get the best data he could. Robert Frines, he got his debut in the Caterham, so he'd be the reserve driver for the season. Chilton drove the Marussia for the first time. Ricciardo drove the Red Bull for the first time in testing, only just for 3 laps though. And so I just want to finish this on some really good news, that Michael Schumacher's manager has confirmed his coma has been reduced and is part of the waking up process. So that means then basically that Schumacher will be waking up soon and will be getting the legend of F1 back soon. Hopefully I'll be wishing him a full recovery then, and I hope you enjoyed my review then of Day 3. You can leave your thoughts and opinions of testing from Jerez Day 3 in the comments down below. But that's all from me then. I've been Smooth Racing, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.